So Assassin's Creed Origins has taken the gaming industry by storm. But what are my impressions of the game? Let's talk about it right here on The Dose, episode 138. Now look, at the end of the day, it's an Assassin's Creed game, right? It's the same formula that you've always played if you've ran any of these games before, but between the culture, which is something that I'm very interested in, and like I said, I think a lot of times the environment can make or break a game for some players out there. I know in the past, even though I've liked some of the environments and historical settings they've put us in, it didn't always jive with me 100%, if that makes any sense. But this one, obviously, the Egyptian culture, that's something that I study frequently and I'm very fascinated by it. So that's definitely an A+ right out the gate. But when you add on the fact that there's so much stuff to do, guys, the map is gigantic. I cannot stress that enough. There's so much to do, and it never really starts feeling repetitious in that bad way, if that makes sense. I always feel like I can do something. There's various modes of travel, some faster than others. Fast travel points are everywhere. You guys know when I talked about this game back in the day, I did a video, just kind of, I guess my wish list for the game, and I was like, I just hope that I hope that there's a lot of stuff to do. I hope the map is big, but I hope I don't end up having to walk everywhere or find myself trying to travel very slowly to get from point A to point B. Because I think that's when open world games get a little bit, they start to play themselves out with me. You know what I mean? When there's so much to do, but the things you need to do are so spaced out, if that makes sense. And I don't really feel that in this game. The stuff that is spaced out, you can typically find another method of travel to get there, or just hit up a fast travel point and get there real quick. So I don't find that to be very boring in this game at all. Now, the thing that I'm really enjoying about this game is the leveling up process. The ability points, you've got like an ability / skill tree, if you will. You can throw ability points into that. The combat, guys. You guys know that I hate the combat in just about every other Assassin's Creed game. I didn't play Syndicate and I didn't play Unity, so I can't speak on that. But in all the other Assassin's Creed games, I have not liked the combat. But in this game, like I said, based on the leveling process, if you fight a character or an enemy that is over leveled, and what happens is, guys, when you're fighting enemies in the game, they'll have like a little icon with the number in it, and it's very similar to like Destiny. It tells you what their level is. If it's in red, that means that they're considered to be over leveled to you, and they are extremely difficult. Now, they may not be difficult in the sense that they're hard to hit, but they hit like a truck. I mean, they can one-shot you sometimes if you're too under-leveled. And they're very hard to put damage on. So it really keeps everything honest. You can't just fly through this game. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's going to be some people out there who find a way to do it, because you can mess with difficulty levels, and I'm sure there's some overpower weapons you can get in the game and stuff like that. But if you're just playing the game, you know, naturally, especially like for me on a blind run where I really don't know where all the good stuff is yet, I'm just playing through like I would play any other game, I find myself getting into some very sticky situations when it comes to those over-leveled enemies. Plus, you have to add on the fact that multiple enemies will attack you at once. And it's not like in the old Assassin's Creed games where they'll sit there and they'll look at you while the other one, in other words, you're fighting a 1v3, but you're really only fighting a 1v1 because the other two guys are just watching you fight. That is not the case in this game. Now, I'm playing on the normal difficulty. It may be that way on easy, but I know I'm playing on normal, and I've never had that issue before, guys. I go into a camp or a temple or something like that, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go in here guns blazing, right? I'm gonna go in here and just try to kill everybody melee style. And the next thing you know, I'm swarmed by like 4 or 5 enemies on me at once, and they're all hitting me. And if they're not all hitting me at once, what'll happen is I'll hit an enemy, and as soon as I hit the enemy, they'll swing on me and hit me. And so it makes it super complicated to take on more than one enemy at a time. Now you can, change up your weapons. Like a spear, for instance, has like not a 360 sweep motion to it. I would say maybe a little bit more than a 180 sweeping motion to it. And that helps clear multiple enemies out, but some weapons don't. So it adds a lot more strategy and dynamic to the combat system than I feel like we've ever seen in any other Assassin's Creed up till now. And then you top everything off with the ability to craft stuff. You can go out and go hunting for animals. You can tame animals. I mean, the sky is the limit with all the different stuff you can do in this game. So I can't speak highly enough about this game, guys. I haven't beaten it yet, obviously. I'll do a final thoughts video once I've completed my coverage for it and everything, but it's just a really good... One more thing I wanted to throw in here, the story. Now, I haven't played enough of the story to let you know if the overall story is good or not, but there was one part that happened, and I'm not going to spoil it for you here, but there's one part that happened, and I'm not even going to tell you when it happens, because I don't want you to be expecting if you haven't played it yet. But there's something that happened in the story, and it answered a question from me that I've always asked myself since the very first Assassin's Creed. Now, like I said, I didn't play Syndicate, I didn't play Unity, and I didn't really read everything in the other games, like the database and the Animus stuff. And you can go into the back office or your menu and read some stuff from the Animus. I didn't really read everything, so it may have been in there. But I know in this storyline, and it was part of the main quest, it answered something that, like I said, I've been asking myself since the very first Assassin's Creed. And I was like, you know what? That's neat. Like, that's really cool how they kind of wove that element into the story. I found that to be cool. I remember when I played it, like, I stood up out of my chair and I was like, that is hot. I remember saying that. So when you're talking verbally to your game and you're in your room by yourself, that the game has done something sweet, son. So I did want to kind of put that in my first impressions too. I think a lot of you guys who have been playing a lot of the Assassin's Creed games, when you get to that point in the story, you'll be like, oh, I know what Xanavit was talking about. That's cool. So that's it. That's all I really want to say about it right now, guys. I'm still learning a lot about the game. Like I said, I'm not beating it yet. It's probably going to take me another, I don't know, maybe 2, 3, maybe even 4 days to beat it. Because like I said, I got to go through a little bit slow and get footage and, edit videos. And that, of course, takes up a lot of my time. But I'll definitely do a final thoughts when everything is wrapped up, and we'll hash it out in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all are thinking about it below. Based on what I've played so far, if I had to give you guys advice, I would say to buy it, especially if you're an Assassin's Creed fan. I think you owe it to yourself. But if you want to wait for my final thoughts, like I said, I should have that up in about maybe like a week or so, less than a week. And you can get my final thoughts on it, because that could change. The story might end up being garbage, right? I don't know. But we'll take it from there. But right now, I would tell you to at least rent it, like at least play it. Maybe you don't want to spend full price on it, but it's definitely worth you picking up and playing. And we'll end it right there, guys. So I'm about to start playing this again. Let me get this footage edited, son. Get this video up for you guys so I can start playing again. I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, all I ask is that you consider supporting my work over on Patreon. Currently, I don't run any ads on my videos, so the only way that I can earn any revenue on this platform is through crowdfunding. So any help you can throw my way would be greatly appreciated. For more information, you can click the box on the left-hand side of the screen, or to be the first link in the description below. Thank you.